Welcome back, Glow the Fuck Up gang. It is your spray tan besties in the house coming at you with another fresh episode of Glow the Fuck Up goodness. We have some goodies for you, so let's get into our intros. It is your girl, Steph Taylor, in the house with you.
Hey guys, it's Kelsey. How we doing?
We are so excited to introduce our guest, who is here going to give you some spray tan education and info with our newest segment, Nuda University. Guys, it is my pleasure to introduce to you your sunless educator, Natasha Lawless.
Hi, so excited to be here. Welcome to Nuda University. So I'm Natasha. I work for Nuda Sunless, and I am their head trainer. I'm their B2B marketing coordinator while also being a full-time spray tan artist. So
Queen.
I get the best of both worlds. I get to spray tan every day and work for a brand that I trained with 7 years ago. And use their products. I know, crazy. And now I'm training people every day, providing education, supporting the artists in every way I can through all of our social media outlets. So I love teaching, very passionate about training and talking about Nuda all day. So that's why I'm here.
Yes, queen. Well, we hear that you have some newness over in Nuda land. So go ahead and let us know what, we can expect from you guys and how to use these products.
Yes, so we have had so much new products coming out this past winter. This has felt like the longest winter, first of all. So long. And we've had stuff coming out in the beginning of the winter that has been making, and it has been making, I want to say, some noise in the industry. So the first thing I want to talk about is Milkshake and our reformulation of it. So this was a older product that we had that we reimagined. It used to be a pink bottle, and it was a very violet-based bronzer. She was beautiful, but I think that it was scary for beginner artists. If you were using this on anyone that was a skin type 1 or 2, they would look a little pink. And that can always be a little bit scary for newer artists or just newer clients getting a spray tan. So we wanted to recreate the bronzer to make it more inclusive and easier to work with. So we changed the bottle to represent the bronzer. So it's more of like a brown, violet, cooler toned that looks good on everybody.
Love it.
I've tried it on all skin types, even like the cool skin tones that you're not supposed to, just to see. And It's so easy to work with, and it is such a beautiful color. So I find I'm reaching for it like every day with different clients. And then it got a little upgrade to the formula. So it used to be 14%, and now it is 15%. So it's just a little bit darker, a little more vibrant.
Perfect.
And then we created a blend of papain extract and diamine. So we love diamine. It's going to make the solution penetrate deeper into the skin, more resilient against everything, right? Like sweating, your day-to-day activities, living your best life, longer lasting, better fade. So that has been really a great addition. And we also changed the fragrance. I love you guys were talking about the fragrances, I think, last episode, and how
Although I love the new fragrance.
So
I was nervous at first. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But when I started to spray Milkshake 2.0, I was like, oh, I get it. I totally get it now. It smells so good. And it's like a light scent as well. It's nothing that's like overpowering or something that would be like off-putting to sensitive clients either. So chef's kiss.
Exactly. It's very like luxurious. It just feels very elevated. Like the second you start spraying, the client's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I feel like I like remember, like when I'm spraying it, I like remember, I'm like, oh, I forgot that this smelled this good.
Yep. Yeah, so that's a nice little treat. So yeah, we have been loving milkshake. Everyone's been loving milkshake. It's definitely a must-have in the lineup. Okay,
Amazing.
so the other launch that we had is our new bundle. So this is our prep and post duo. So first sip and last drop. How cute. We love the names.
So
So
cute.
cute.
So our first sip, it has replaced our old pH spray. We had one in a spray bottle. So this is just new and improved. It's still balancing pH levels, which we all want, helps with the odor, helps remove any excess oils off the skin, just basically making like the perfect canvas for optimal DHA absorption. My clients are always like, well, do I need it? And I always just tell them it's like a primer before makeup. Just use it.
Yep.
Just make sure everything's going to develop the way it's supposed to. And it
Good.
has a lovely, very light citrus scent. So again, the scents just add to it.
Yep.
Um, and then last drop is new to Nuda as a post spray. So we call this a lock and seal spray because that's exactly what it's doing. It's like locking in the tan. It almost
Hmm.
is acting as like a barrier protecting the skin, and it just leaves this really silky finish. So the clients step out of the tent and they're like, oh, I look so silky. And I find that like silkiness lasts after a couple showers. You feel it on your skin. It just helps with longevity, and especially those that have like the crocodile dry legs when we're not taking care of our tan as much as we should have. This just
Yep.
gives you that extra little hydration.
I love it. I really like Last Drop. Correct me if I'm wrong. In Last Drop, we do have a little bit of added DHA in there, right?
Yes, it's just 1%, and it's
Okay.
such a light amount, so it's not like you're applying a full coat. So I find it just makes it a little bit more vibrant.
I love that.
Love.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of the questions we get is like the best way to apply it because now it's in the liter bottles and not in a spray bottle because we just find that using a gun is just going to give you the best results. It's just like the
Yeah.
most even absorption. For first
Agree.
sip, the prep spray, you can still use a spray bottle if you want to pour it into a mister bottle, but you just want to make sure it's fully dry because then all of a sudden there's little watermarks when you start to spray tan, and then you don't want that. Whereas I find with the gun, you don't really have that because it's such a light mist. But for
Hmm.
last drop, you definitely want to use a gun. You don't want to use a mister bottle on top because you will get those little watermarks, which you definitely don't
Yep.
want. So some people don't want to buy a new gun, and I've experimented with just switching out my cups. And honestly, it takes 2 minutes if you have everything prepared on your cart beside you, or even using the Noodle mobile gun. I see a lot of artists just having these because it's much cheaper, affordable option than buying new
Yep.
full metal guns. Just have those ready to go with prep and post, and it makes it super easy.
I love that. I love the idea of having like a separate gun with your solutions ready to go. So when those clients are going to get those add-ons, you can just grab your extra gun, do perform your service, and you are all set. I think that's so smart.
Yeah, the add-on is so key, especially like being spray tan artists. We reach a cap if that's all you do. Of like, this is how
Right.
much money you can totally make in a day. So then having those little add-ons. So I like to charge more for my prep and my post. Some people will just include it in their services and raise their prices. But
Okay.
I just think it's a great way just to make a few extra dollars. And then if someone doesn't book it, just to quickly educate them while they're in the tent, like, oh, did you book with our new prep and post spray? And they're like, what's that? And then you just give them a little spiel. Um,
Absolutely. So, for our listeners, if they're interested in bringing on the prep and the post spray, if they don't want to include it in their pricing, what do you guys typically recommend people charge for an added service like this?
I would say the prep spray $5 and last
Okay.
drop the post spray $10. That's what I personally been doing in my business, and I
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's an added $15 on top of your base service fee. So, I mean, any extra helps at this point. So, that's a
I know
good
we'll take
good
it.
idea. Mhm.
And then just a quick
Love.
last tip about last drop. So this happened last week, and I was spray tanning someone's neck, and they must have had barrier cream on their nails and scratched their neck without me
Mm.
knowing. So the
Yeah.
second I sprayed their neck, it just didn't look right. And
Mhm.
I always ask them, like, "Oh, is that normal for you?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Let me try to be
You're like, "Okay, great."
yeah, so I'll just try to blend that out. So I take a brush and I'm like blending it out and it's not moving. And you kind of get like the nervous and you're like, oh, nothing's moving. So
Right.
then I was like, okay. So I grabbed my last drop in my gun and I just rehydrated the neck area, went in with my brush, and it was like in
Oh,
2 seconds it was blended. Like it shocked me. I was like, oh, that looks great.
Perfect. Ah, love it.
that is
Yes.
such a good tip. Yeah, so
Yeah.
really using it like you do like makeup set spray, how you can like remove like say like a mascara stain or something. You can do the same thing with Lost Drop. Love.
Yeah. So that's our my little
Amazing.
tips.
Yay! Well, thank you so much for being on and giving us these tips and the new drop information. Um, you're a queen. Do you want to give us your Instagram handle so that the followers can follow along?
Of course, yes. So first of all, obviously with Nuda Professional, that's our newest Instagram account for Nuda, and we'll always be messaging back and helping you guys. My personal Instagram is underscore Tans by Tatch, and I'm always open to help out over there too. And then I know with Nuda, we still have a promo code with you.
Mhm.
Yes. Yep.
Glow TF up 10 for those wanting to try out Nuda for 10% off.
Yay.
Yay, thank you so
Yes.
much.
All
Yeah,
right, love.
thank
It was
you
a
guys.
pleasure having you on. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon for our next Nuda University segment.
Yes, we will see lots of exciting things coming up really soon. I can't wait.
We're so excited.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. That was so
Um,
fun.
that was so fun. Those are really good tips on ways to
Yeah.
use the pre and post
No,
sprays.
totally. I don't think a lot of people would have known to go ahead and use that post spray as something that you can use to just rehydrate and then fix an area.
Yeah.
So it's really just like some tan insurance, honestly. If there's something that goes wrong, it's a good thing to have just in case. You never
Love.
know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna dive right into this fucking episode, right?
Right. We got lots to chat about.
Let's get her done. We just finished our first weekend of Coachella. It has come and gone. It looked so much fun. We loved seeing all of you guys tag us in your Coachella tans. Sweat resistant tans were the unsung hero of Coachella this year. And
Yeah.
I made a prediction that sparkles were going to be everywhere. We were done with matte. We were done with our King Kylie era of everything being matte. The bitches were glowing in the desert this past weekend. I loved it. Sparkle, sparkle, everything.
Lots of
I love a
glitter.
sparkle moment.
I do too. I also want to shout out there were quite a few brands there. We mentioned last episode, Get Into the Limelight, sponsored the Camp Poosh. We saw Bondi Sands was there. They also had I think that they were really promoting their SPF line, which is cool
Sunny.
because you really fucking need that in the desert.
Sunny
Um,
was a vibe for sure. We
yeah.
had Dolce Glow with Revolve. So that was
Mhm.
a huge like brand collab as well. I really
Mhm.
love being able to see these brands collab. Like the
Mhm.
fact that they're just working and bringing in like these self-tanning brands is just amazing because that just goes to show that we are growing, we're elevating, we are wanted. We need to take up space. The sunless industry is here to stay.
Yeah, they also had so it was Dolce Glow and Sunny Bay, and I think they kind of like were separate. I saw some of the influencer girls were tanned in Sunny Bay and others were tanned in Dolce Glow. So it's interesting to see like that, those next to each other.
Yeah. I love being able to see what everyone decided to do
Mhm.
for like representing their brand at Coachella. We saw so many pop-ups of like spray tanning influencers and stuff with,
Yeah.
their respective solutions,
Yeah.
different products, like Sunny as well from Bondi Sands. We had a whole setup where they were just providing everyone at the event with SPF.
Mhm.
I think that's like what I love seeing most is like how creative can we get here? How are we presenting these products to the masses?
Absolutely.
So I loved it. We had get into the limelight. They were going to Camp Poosh and popping up at influencers I guess wherever they were staying and providing them with pop-up spray tans. So
Cute.
we have I believe his at is Golden Guy by Corey. He was spray
Mhm.
tanning for Get Into the Limelight.
Mhm.
So it was cool to see so many different aspects of the industry collabing.
Mhm.
We love a collab moment, y'all.
I know. Yeah, that was cool. I know it was cool to see, Guy do, like, I feel like I've seen him work with, like, different brands, and I love that our girl at, Get Into the Limelight was there, and then so it was cool to see him working with her. So,
Yep.
yeah, and then I saw a lot of, like, LA-based artists spraying people in LA before they went out to Palm Springs.
Yep, absolutely. We also have the Tan Lab, who is an Indio, California based artist.
Oh.
Our girl was working overtime this week. Literally, I love seeing like the week of Coachella and Stagecoach.
Mm.
Typically, all Southern California based artists are like
Ugh, I can
dead,
only imagine. That is like
fucking dead.
a marathon. Oh my god.
Truly. So it was exciting to see the sunless industry making big waves at this festival. Um, it's so funny because I'm always in a TikTok hole. So many people were just saying like, God, Coachella now seems to be just like a huge advertisement. Like
Mhm.
there's just brands now
Yeah.
that go and either gift people products or so it's no longer just a music festival.
No.
It's become like a beauty con.
It really is because a lot of these I get this pitch all the time from, this, like, production company where they have a house. They do this at, like, a lot of different events, but Coachella specifically too, they have, like, a big house, and then they invite brands to come in, like, all sorts of brands, kinda like what Camp Poosh did, and then, like,
Mhm.
sponsor the event and, like, like, give out free products and whatnot, and I feel like there's people now that go out to Palm Springs just to be, like, in on, like, these events like that and don't always go to the concert. So, yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like
no,
the focus
literally.
is definitely shifting to more of, like, the branding, and it's consumerism for you, but that's
Yeah, no, literally.
gotta love
I'm
it.
curious to see the shift that we're going to take, recession indicator. I'm curious to see how this is gonna shift going forward, seeing Coachella's, because now people are like, "Oh my god," it's, like, inundated with just influencers and brands and literally just like, "Buy our product, buy our product."
Mhm.
How are they gonna stay fresh and relevant without continuing to, I guess, spend all of this ad money at these, like, events? I don't know.
I don't know.
We're gonna have to figure out other ways to stay relevant because we do see some people like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
We shall
I
see.
always I always love seeing how brands, I suppose, really, like, move the needle and set the standard for new wave advertisement.
Right.
So I'm curious to see what this post-recession ad vibe is gonna be like.
Yeah. I don't know.
We shall see.
We shall,
We shall see.
I
Um, with that being said, so last episode, you guys heard me on my soapbox about tariffs. We promised we'd keep you updated as soon as we knew anything. Yet again, there's been another change to tariffs. Surprise, surprise. Um, Brands are doing their best, honestly, to try and navigate, how they're going to move forward. People are trying to find new ways to, I suppose, diversify the um like production of
Mhm.
different products. They're trying to find different packaging. They're trying to be able to just stay afloat. So again, I'm sure next week we'll have another update on these tariffs. We will keep letting you guys know what is going to happen.
But as of
But
right now, there's a pause, correct, on everyone but China?
As of right now, there is a temporary pause on everyone except China. And then the change between last week and this week was, I believe China was at 125% tariff last week. This week
Mhm.
they're at 175% tariff. So we're like, yeah,
Wait,
let's go.
this feels like when I was younger and I was, like, in trouble, and my dad would be like, "Do you wanna make it another day? Say something else." And
No,
then I
literally.
would be like, "Whatever, you won't." And then it's 3 weeks now. Listen, I know people out there can my dad's an angel, but I know people out there can relate. That was, like, my constant like, China is like well, China is not a little kid by any means, but China is, like, the, like,
No, literally, like, okay,
combative
bitch,
little
try
kid.
it. Try it. Okay. No, and quite literally, that's, what the manufacturers have presented on social media. I don't know if you've been keeping up with all of the tea, but now China is spilling all of this tea on different manufacturers and the products that they make over there, letting American consumers know, like, "Hey, you bitches are buying these $3,000 bags. We make these bitches for less than $100."
A lot of that shit's fake though, I will say.
Yeah.
They there was, like, a lot of shit I saw on TikTok, and it was like, "Oh, like, your Vuitton bag." Oh my god, oh my god.
You're like,
But I
er.
I'm like, they're, like, saying, like, Louis Vuitton, like, bags are d no, they're fucking made I'm pretty sure they're made in Paris. Fact check me on that, but,
I
like,
think
there's
they're, the ending manufacturer, they're tagged in Italy.
okay. Their headquarters are in Paris. But anyways,
Right.
like, you gotta like, there's laws about these things. Like, all these bags, like, yeah, maybe, like, a brass, like, ring, what was some or a brass, like, part of it, something might be made in China, but, like, there's a lot of lies floating around on TikTok, like, about all these bags. Like, yeah, your DH Gate bags are probably made in China. They definitely are made in China, but, like,
Mhm.
yeah, there's not a lot of truth to what that is being said. Now, on the other hand, like, the shit, like, I saw laundry pods, like, shit like that. Um,
Wait, what?
oh my god, you can get, like, 20 I saw this one TikTok, and I'm pretty sure this is, like, valid, and it was, like, you could, like, really, like, they make, like, 20 laundry pods only cost, like, $1 to make. And I'm like which is a stupid thing, but that is like, I mean, that's so cheap compared to what
Yeah.
they retail for. So, um, yeah. So they are, but there's some truth, but then like a lot of the other stuff, you got to be careful because you're going to end up with a DHgate bag and you're going to think it's real.
You're like, "You're gonna end up with a DH gate."
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, so big brands are trying their best to navigate, what's going on. The supply chain is definitely trying to switch up as best as they can. We heard from one of our Canadian friends. She's a solution brand owner, Tinted by Vancouver. She's actually just received a huge shipment of her product from her manufacturer in the States
Mm.
and has agreed to pay the entire tariff so that she doesn't have to upsell or upcharge her product to Canadian consumers because they're getting tariffed right now, from when they previously were instated, like up the ass. It's crazy right now. So she just paid the tariff so that she doesn't have to raise the prices on Canadian consumers, which I think that's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
we're just trying to help people out.
It is. Yeah. And I feel like that's really going to call in a lot of brand loyalty and loyal clients.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. Um, in other news, we have a new solution drop from our friends over at Bronze Boss. Looks like the solution's name is Salty, and it is being marketed as a botanical sunless solution. It is a 14% rapid, and Bronze Boss recently just completely like rebranded their packaging to be
oh,
this
great.
really sustainable, like recyclable bottles that I think by the time you're done using the bottles, you remove a seal and then like you crack open the bottle and recycle the parts separately.
Wow, That's
It's
so
really
great.
cute. Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's so cute. It's it's a very cool concept. We love sustainability. I love seeing that the industry is like trying to make a shift into more sustainable products. So very, very cool to see out of Bronze Boss Land.
Love.
Mhm. Um, and then something else that is being talked about like crazy in the forums is that a lot of artists are having issues with their Fuji Sunless FT5 model. So, you know, the recent model that came out that's like the really cute rose gold. I believe it is mostly plastic.
Mhm.
People are having issues with the trigger, and the gun is completely like not working after a few uses.
Hmm.
So many people have reached out for like support from Fuji, and they've doubled down and they say that it is most likely a user error and
Hmm.
that you need to lightly tap the trigger versus completely holding it and pulling it back like you would with any other gun. So, if you are noticing that your trigger is getting stuck on the FT5, definitely something to consider. Maybe just try to readjust how you were pulling the trigger because that's kind of how they're troubleshooting this. So again, if you are having issues with this particular gun, reach out to Fuji, see if they can kind of like troubleshoot and talk you through how you're using the machine. But this is seems to be what the answer consistently has been to the artists that are having some issues with this model.
Nice. I
Yep.
have seen a lot of people chatting about that. Hmm.
Yeah.
Are
And
you
it's
gonna
so cute too. Like,
Yeah, it is cute. Are you gonna share with the class where to get your hat?
oh, bitch.
How are you gonna pop up with this hat and not tell everyone?
Oh my God. So, Marissa, my social media manager, her and I, we're meme queens. So we created a meme for Alt Sun about this gorgeous girly in the UK who I'm pretty sure was her son's baptism. Have you seen these pictures floating around?
No.
Baddie. Her son's baptism at a Catholic church, and she came in full nightclub dress,
No.
tan, ultra dark, hair laid, face beat, low cut. She's like the baby's getting held by the priest.
Mhm.
And she's literally like in front of the baby, in front of the baby, in front of the holy water, like posed up. So
Those UK girls don't play.
at all. She ate down. I'm gonna have to send you the pictures because they're so fucking funny. They're so good. All of the pictures, she is like, it may be my baby's baptism, but I'm here to
Yeah.
serve. Like, period. Jesus saves. I spray tan, literally. So that's where that came from. And we decided to make it a hat. So you can purchase this altsun.com, baby.
Love.
Hey, altsun.com. I'll post it on our stories so you guys can have the link.
So obsessed. It's so funny.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to send you these pictures because she's so tea. Like, girl,
No, I haven't seen
literally
it.
so tea. But here are some things that are trending in the sunless industry right now. We are seeing everybody talk about fucking beef tallow.
The second I put beef towel on, my dog will come up and like she already tries to lick my lotion off, and that is like vanilla, champagne, strawberry scented, whatever.
Literally, girl. So we're seeing artists bring in retail products of beef tallow.
Hmm.
So I did a little digging and it turns out that beef tallow is actually an amazing alternative to, let's say, like a lotion or an oil of some sort for your post spray tan. So people are really diving into this like beef tallow
We need to rename it.
moment.
I cannot get into the only beef that I'm gonna rub on my body is attached to a man. I will not be partaking in the beef tallow
Yes.
trend. We gotta
Yes.
rename it and rebrand it.
I agree. But we are seeing like a lot of the clean beauty girls that want to provide their clients with minimal ingredients. We've had this chat last episode. But, there's always going to be the people that want limited ingredient stuff. So this is a good option if you are someone that is like more of a clean beauty business. I think this would be a good option for you to retail something beef tallow based. You bitch.
Whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, so beef tallow and spray tans, y'all. It is a good combo. Do what you will with that information. What else do we have? Oh, content. We always talk about some content. I've seen an influx of interview style content.
Mhm.
A vibe. I
Love.
think it's such a good way to, I suppose, like format some questions that you would love to answer for your following
Mhm.
and then just have someone film it interview style. That way people can get like a feel for your personality, people can get a feel for, you know, the knowledge that you have to share on any given topic. So, we're seeing a lot of interview style content. Something that inspired me was a video from Sunkissed Mobile Sunless Tanning. I recently shared it on the Glow the Fuck Up Instagram page. She is so gorgeous.
Mhm.
Hired a film crew to collect some of this style content for her business and really like I watched the whole thing. Like,
Mhm.
I have severe ADHD and I'm usually like a quick scroller. Like, you have 2 seconds to hook me.
Mhm.
The second I saw this like interview style content, I was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Yes." I stayed.
It's such a good idea. Also, it's, like, so much more fun than just they say that, you the face like, to, like, put your face on things, like, attracts more people and, like, more, will definitely help with your views, but, like, to do it in this format, I feel like is so much more fun and so interesting, and love it. Also, it, like, makes you look like you're, like, that girl. It's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm getting interviewed right now." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I am someone, like, this is my business. Like, this is what I bring to the table. I
Yep,
love it.
I agree. I think it definitely asserts yourself as an expert, for
Yeah.
sure. Even if you're planning the own interview. Like,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Love.
Holla at your girl. Perfect. What else do we have? Oils. We've talked about this recently. We're
Mhm.
seeing an influx of oils being promoted actually in the beauty industry altogether.
Mhm.
So, yes, it's big for spray tanning right now. And again, you remember you want to kind of avoid mineral oils. Mineral oils tend to strip the spray tan, but we're seeing an influx of just different kinds of hydrating oils being used post spray. So, we've discussed the Sobitan post hydrating oil where you can feed it into a gun and then spray your client after a spray tan. There's something like that. Or we're seeing some different brands come out with post hydrating oils that you can retail to your clients. Something else that I've noticed really trending in the beauty industry is oil based SPFs, like
Mhm.
tanning oils. We're seeing this from Bally Body. We're seeing this from Vacation Ink, which I
Mhm.
will review later on this episode for you guys. But we're seeing like an influx of just oils.
Love it. And also,
Yeah.
I feel like they're being reformulated where oils used to be bad for spray tans, and now we're finding ones that are, like, actually great, so that help to preserve it. Um, Speaking of
Yeah.
Vacation Ink, they sent me their new perfume, and I'm wearing it right now, and I love it.
Oh my God. Okay. So, what does it smell like? Give me the tea.
Um, okay, so it smells this is, like, not that helpful, but Moroccan Oil just came out with a perfume, and it smells similar to Moroccan Oils, but then it smells like kind of like fresh, clean laundry meets, like, not co like, as if coconut is in, like, the next room.
Oh,
Like, not like a strong
like a little.
coconutty, but yeah, like, it reminds you of, like, laying out by the pool on, like, a big fluffy towel. Yeah.
Mm,
That's that's my take. I
I
should,
like
I don't
that.
actually know, like, the note I should research, like, the bottom notes and whatnot. I will do that at a later time to tell you exactly what it smells like, but I like it. It's nice. It's like a daytime scent. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like that, like, strong, rich, like, what you would wear to, like, a date night or, like, a night out.
Right.
But yeah, definitely, like, a good, like, long-lasting daytime scent
Mm.
in the warmer
I'm about to try
months.
it out.
Also, I want to chat about, are you guys telling your when in your prep instructions, are you guys telling your clients to dermaplane before, like while like with shaving in the prep instructions? I got a pitch today that was like, you're doing your self tanning is like probably missing this step, and it was about dermaplaning. And I know there's probably some estheticians in here or on here listening and like cursing me out because like I don't think that they love, for the masses to be dermaplaning. That's a whole other story. But
Right.
I think it is a good point to mention. I like the way I word my like prep instructions are like, if you're into hair removal, then like, remove all unwanted hair. And I think dermaplaning could be considered like underneath that umbrella because I find if I dermaplane a day or two before that I do my tan, oh my God, does it look so much better?
So, okay, I've never dermaplaned before,
Okay.
but I think I know what you're talking about. Is dermaplaning when you take like the razor
Mhm.
thing to your face?
Yeah, it gets rid of all, like, the peach fuzz and hair, and it's like shaving your face essentially, but, like, also gets rid of, like, dead
Okay.
skin and
I mean, technically, I feel like that would be okay if you do it 2 days prior, right? But
yeah,
I don't
totally.
really know.
Oh, I dermaplane, like, I think, like, once a month, but, like, when I do it right before I tan, I'm like, "Oh, this feels so
You're
nice."
like
Yeah,
the
because
glow.
I do notice I can get pretty hairy, and,
Yep.
like, it creates just like it does with makeup, like, an uneven, like, base, but yeah, yeah. So I
Interesting.
was like, "Oh, that's something interesting to bring up."
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could even be like a line in, your prep instructions, like, if you're into hair removal, like shaving, dermaplaning, whatnot, be sure to do so at least 24 to 48 hours before your tan.
That is a really good point to bring up because I would have never thought about that. And clearly, people are fucking dermaplaning. Like,
Yeah,
that's a good point to bring up.
yeah, I do it all the time. It's so fucking satisfying.
Oh my God, now I'm gonna have to try. I've never tried it before.
Do you have a lot of peach fuzz?
I don't think so.
I do.
I'll fucking try anything once, bitch. I'm a trisexual.
I am
I
a
will try any fucking beauty service.
I love it. My makeup goes on so much smoother after I do it, and you use so much less makeup. It's so nice.
Okay, I'm sold. I'm gonna try
Yeah,
it.
I'm a hairy fucking bitch too. Like I have that coarse, like dark
Yeah.
Italian, like yeah. So yeah, it's nice to shave it on off.
Yes, bitch. Love it. So yeah, review. Vacation Inc. SPF tanning baby oil, y'all. I got sent this tanning oil from Vacation Inc. Like 2 weeks ago. And I have stayed out of the sun for quite some time. I was very sugar cookie, like very probably the lightest I've ever been in my life, y'all. It was I was very light. So I typically will slather myself in SPF daily, but I wanted to try something new. So I was like, okay, let's try this Vacation Ink tanning baby oil. I don't know if I can ever go back
Really?
to just using like a cream based SPF, honestly. I don't know if it was a sensory thing, but just the way that it glides on your body, it
Hmm.
just felt so much easier. And it felt like I was able to really like evenly distribute it around my body.
Love.
So it doubles as a tanning oil. I don't really spend a fuck ton of time in the sun. If I do, it's usually like I'm walking to the park with my kids or I'm outside going for a walk, but I try to be mindful of my sun exposure. I was outside for maybe like 20 minutes
Mhm.
and I already had like a crazy ass tan line from this
Damn.
SPF tanning oil. No burn, nothing. It's crazy because it's a very nostalgic product. It
Hmm.
smells like classic 90s baby oil. Like if you are of that generation, you know that like sun safety like was not a fucking thing at that time. We were literally slathering ourselves with baby oil and fucking tanning outside at the beach. Like that was just a thing that we did and it was very like nostalgic of that, but it felt nice doing it like in a safer way, I suppose, cuz it is an SPF 30 and I believe they also have a 50. Um but it's also like a cool point to bring up that it's mineral oil free. So it makes this SPF another hydrating oil that is spray tan safe. So they they do like they allow you to retail. So you can go ahead and, directly purchase through them and you can retail their products at your salon. I think it's such a good product to retail to your clients if they're not into cream-based SPFs. Something else that like I loved about having this option is being a person of color. If you use like a cream-based solution, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get like a gray cast.
Mhm.
It's just gonna like it's really hard to beat that unless it's a clear cream-based solution. Um, but this goes on clear, perfect. Like any skin tone can use it and benefit from it. It smells good. It's not like super oily either. Like once you go ahead and you rub it in, it's like you just put fucking SPF on and that's it. But I
Love.
loved it. I'm a big fan. I'm glad I tried something new. And I will continue to use these oil-based SPFs. Like it was a vibe for sure.
I love that. Yeah, I love their stuff so much.
And it's derm and allergy tested.
Hmm,
So for my sensitive skin girlies, this is also another good option.
love.
Mhm. Which is funny because we also had someone DM us not too long ago about oil-based SPFs, and she was like, "Girls, this is life changing. Like you need to tell everybody about this."
It's so funny because it's like I feel like we've come full circle. We were like using like the banana boat tanning oils when we were younger, and that had like, SPF 8 or like SPF 4 or like whatever it is.
Yep.
And it's like we're back to using those. And then it was like, oh, those are so bad. And it's like we're back to using those, but because the SPF is so much higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, full circle moment. Love it. All right, guys. So we have our spray tan of the week. And this is going out to our friend at underscore NH Tans for a bachelorette tan that she did recently. And holy shit, the bachelorette
Good.
fine. She
Yeah.
looked so good. She was in
Mm.
this cute her outfit too. I was like, you know how usually like you'll see the bachelorettes go out and they're like in the all white, which I love. It's such a cute classic vibe. Girl, she was giving like country girl realness. She was in
Cute.
like an all brown outfit, her with her little cowboy boots on. She had like this fur coat. Like she was really just serving
Oh.
vibes. Loved that for her. And her tan, on point. It really
Love.
was just a vibe. So shout out to NH Tans for the spray tan of the week. I will be sharing on our Instagram so you guys can check her out and follow. And yeah.
Love. Congrats.
All
Crazy
right, y'all. So
Facebook.
we're gonna move on to the Facebook story. Let me pull this up because I have it favorited in my phone. I want to actually read it to you guys.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, so I'm scared.
It's actually pretty crazy. This one is actually like I think we should all kind of be aware of shit like this. So basically the premise of the story is this spray tan salon owner had fired a client for like a plethora of different reasons. And sometimes like these relationships don't work. And if it's not a good fit for your company and how you want to be represented, it's best to just go our separate ways. But she had fired an employee, and the employee ended up retaliating against her. So I will read what this is. So she says, "So I bet this is a first. I swear things just keep coming. I recently fired someone because of so many various reasons, but the final straw was her insubordination when she took it upon herself to do something that caused a lot of issues with the client. She had no remorse, got very rude, and ended up walking out of the salon. I text her and mentioned that I was firing her for various reasons. So today, I get a letter from her lawyer saying that she is suing me for sexual harassment because I forced her and another employee to undress and spray tan each other. I spoke to the other girl who had no idea about this, and I'm sort of sick to my stomach right now. I really think I should countersue for the mental anguish and the slander. She's claiming sexual harassment, but in this line of work, it's completely detrimental. So while training said client, I mean, and in this industry too, like it just involves being nude or being in your underwear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
sucks.
fucking crazy. That's scary too, that, like, as a business owner, it's like, how are you supposed to navigate situations like that? Because in order to ensure that, like, someone knows how to spray, you're going to be around naked bodies and
Mhm.
or people in their underwear. Yeah, I've never heard of anything like that, and that was pretty scary. I don't even have any advice to tell her how to navigate something like this, but in our line of work, that's just kind of what happens. You're around naked bodies. S
That is tough. I mean, if anything, I imagine it wouldn't hold up because, yeah, it's like the premise of the business is that you're spray tanning naked bodies. I am sorry to hear that she's going through that though, because that is difficult. And yeah, I hope that just goes away.
I
Oh
know,
God, that's so annoying to deal with.
truly. So we wish you the best of luck, homegirl. That's wild as fuck. But that was
It
my
kind of goes hand in hand with our topic.
yeah, honestly. I guess let's jump right into it so the girlies know.
Yeah, we are. Today we're discussing the four different insurance types, and basically what they do. And then we also have some like insurance companies that if you don't already have an insurance or one of these insurance types and you are looking to, that you can choose from. So the first type of insurance that we're going to talk about is personal injury insurance, which is part of general liability insurance. And that is for emotional harm lawsuits that are being filed against you in your business. So that is basically protects you from lawsuits filed against your business, whether that be like defamation or privacy claims. That is where personal injury is gonna protect you. We have then the full scope of general liability and professional liability. And that is when that also protects you from lawsuits filed against your business, but that includes physical harm to a client. Say if they got like an allergic reaction, if they slipped and fell in your salon, that covers like a range of clients getting injured and any lawsuits that may be formed against you there. We also have workers comp. This protects it's legally required in most states for business owners who have employees to hold this type of insurance. This protects you from if physical harm were to happen to an employee within your business. And then there's also the health insurance or occupational accident insurance. This is for, and it can also be called disability insurance. This is optional, but it helps if you are injured and can't work, which we all know in our line of work, our bodies are our money makers. So this is really, I mean, it's optional. I know it can be expensive, but say if you were to, get hurt and you broke your arm and you couldn't work, or like something were to happen to you, you could file a claim, and then you would still be making an income while you were out of work. So those are the four different types. I think in general, like I said, workers' comp, if you have employees, is legally required. General liability, I'm sure, is required in most states as well. And then of course, yeah, the health insurance and then occupational accident insurance. But I think the last one, the occupational accident disability, whatever you want to call it, I feel like it's so important, and it's something that you don't really realize how important it is until something were to happen to you that were to put you out of work. So, if you are in a position to where A, you can afford it, and B, if you were to be put out of work, it would really just, throw a wrench in your lifestyle and your bills. If you are like the primary moneymaker in your household, then definitely consider. So with that being said, we also have a list of 5 different insurance companies that you can purchase these insurance from. Starting at the top, we have Beauty and Bodywork Insurance. This is specifically for beauty pros. Affordable, simple. It's an online sign up, covers general, professional, and personal injury. We have Elite Beauty Society. This is also tailored for beauty professionals. And this includes personal injury, professional liability, and product liability. This is great if you have white label products, if you retail products, if you all of the above within your business, but especially if you retail products. Elite Beauty Society is a good option for you. We have Hisco X, which is known for small business insurance, offers customizable general and personal injury coverage. We have Next Insurance, which is easy online quotes, good for solo business owners and freelancers, mobile artists, whatnot, covers personal injury and more. And finally, we have Thimble, which is a flexible coverage that you can turn on or off. This is also great for if you have like pop ups, say at like another business, or if maybe you're like a bodybuilding spray tan artist, you go to the different competitions. This is great for you. Turn it on for the day of the competition. Turn it off if you're not regularly spray tan clients. This includes personal injury insurance. So quite a few different options there. The first two, like I said, were tailored to beauty professionals. Definitely um, good to look into. And I think these are all a little bit more affordable than the big name insurance companies.
Right.
So that's our spiel.
Such an important topic. I think I see this question all the time on online forums. Like, where are you guys getting your insurance from? How are we going to tailor it specifically to beauty business owners? So I'm glad that you actually brought up all of the places people can look and kind of get these insurance policies at. It's so important. You don't want to be dealing with a situation like our friend on the Facebook story. That's scary. You can run into someone that's sue happy and just fuck your whole business up. So definitely, definitely, definitely be protected and get some form of insurance for your business.
And that's that.
That is that, y'all. We made it to the end of our episode. I hope you had a good time hanging out with us, listening to us yap per usual. We love you. And
We love you.
thanks
For
for
being
listening
here.
always. We will see you next motherfucking week, y'all. I hope you guys have a productive week, a good weekend, and we'll catch you next week on the flip side, bitches.
Love ya.
Love ya.